Okay, everyone. So
Great.
this is the agenda. We'll have, in the end, a breathwork experience so everyone can feel the change, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally, and really have an embodied experience of what it means to change your state.
Yeah, for us, it's very important that we not only do the theory, and our commitment is to do the science-based part very digestible, very light for you, so you can have an easy understanding of it, but also to live it, to have an embodiment experience, and to really uh, connect with yourself through your breath, through your body, and get from the body to the mind for a transformational experience. So yeah, very excited for this.
So a little bit about us. Oscar here. I'm a medical doctor and I'm specialized in lifestyle medicine and also on integrative medicine. I have several certifications from nutrition to sleep, stress management and recovery to culinary medicine. And of course, also with Daffy, we're also specialized in functional breathing for one side, and on the other one for trauma informed breath work, conscious connected breathing. So the difference between both of this is that functional breathing means how to bring breathing techniques into your daily life that can serve you to find, let's say, more balance, more calm, less stress, better oxygenation to your body. And on the other side is also to change your state, to change your mental being with the trauma informed breath work.
Yeah, and here at Daffy, I reinvented myself to integrative health coaching after more than 12 years of working in multinational corporations, leading international logistics departments. Um, Experience a lot of stress, anxiety, burnout, lack of sleep, and really witnessing how my health was uh, getting bad because I was focusing too much on my professional career and on my work. So that led me to study, to really have a transformation myself, and then want to share it because it's very, very powerful. And my specialization is basically in nervous system regulation and somatic work, how to work with the body and the mind together, and how to get to the mind from the body. So a bottom up approach that we're gonna uh, go deep in that shortly. And as Oscar said, like together we're certified in functional breathing, trauma informed breathwork, and also ice immersions or cold exposure. So you know who are we, and who are these guys that are going to guide you today. Credentials aside, we are very passionate of how powerful we are as human beings, and when we know the tools to change our state in body, mind, emotions, soul level, it's empowerment for us because we can help ourselves, we can take care of ourselves in any situation, at any time, in any moment, in any place, and we can go through life challenges with a more calm state and from our center.
Yes, thank you both. And it's very interesting because something that Mark just said about pharmaceuticals, different pharmaceuticals not being able to actually deal with the emotional issues. It's completely true. I've worked for almost 10 years, 8 years in the pharma business. I worked for a huge pharmaceutical company that started with the letter P. I won't say which one it is. And there were several medications specifically devised for this kind of conditions, and the amount of adverse events were much higher than the benefits. So now it's, I think, already out there. More people are knowing this and know that there's lifestyle interventions, things you can do as simple as the ones we're going to do today that can actually shift your state, shift your emotional state and your general mental state in a better way without any side effects. So I think that's the main takeaway that we want you to have today, that you don't actually need um, those medications. You can change your state on your own by changing the way you breathe, by changing the way you feel, and by changing the way you think. So let's go to the next one. Uh, who knows what this is? This right here is the biggest nerve in our whole body. It's called the vagus nerve. Okay, this nerve starts from the base of the brain. So it starts from our skull, goes through our ears, down our throat, into our heart, into our lungs, through our digestive system, our adrenal glands. It goes also to our sexual organs. So it's connecting the whole body from the mind to our the whole organs inside of us. So if we can tackle this, or if we can tackle and we can learn to master this nerve, you'll be able to master your thoughts, your emotions, and the feedback. Because here with the vagus nerve, it's interesting that we have a two-way road. We have a two-way highway where it's not only sending information, the brain is not only sending information to the body, it's also receiving information from the body upwards. So what information comes, and what can we find with this specific nerve? There's two states in which you can be throughout the day. Okay, we have in what's called our peripheral nervous system a specific system which is autonomic or automatic, if you will, up to a certain point. So this autonomic nervous system, which is guided by the vagus nerve that we were just talking about, as you can see, it starts from the eyes, from the pupils, into our salivation, how we breathe, how our heart beats. So it will stimulate if we want to beat faster or lower. How is your digestion going? So, in simple terms, you can either be in fight, flight, freeze, and fawn state, or you can be in rest, digest, regenerate, and recover state. That's sympathetic, which is the right side, and parasympathetic, which is the left side. Both of them need to be in balance. There's no one good one and one bad one. We need to be on parasympathetic state to get things done, to be on what's called hustle mode, in mode of doing things. But also, if we stay too long on this sympathetic state, if we shift the scale too far into the sympathetic state, and it becomes a chronic state, that's when we start seeing issues. That's when we start seeing that things are no longer coming into alignment.
Yeah, and it's very important because uh, both systems are equally important, but in nowadays, like what is happening for us as humans is that we live in sympathetic mode the whole time, and so we're all the time in high alert. Like our body all the time is feeling that there's a threat to our health, to our well-being, to our life, and that's why we get so stressed, we get so anxious, and a lot of things come with along with it. So it's important to come back to parasympathetic state, because there we signal safety to our bodies, and there we can, it's like we say to our bodies that it is safe to recover, it is safe to regenerate. There is time for recovery, for regeneration, for resting, for digestion. It is like this pause that we tell our body, you have the time and the safety to do all the things that you need to do and to get all the organs to function in the best way. So that's why nowadays it's so important to come back to parasympathetic, because we're too much in sympathetic state.
Yeah, and something very important to mention is that being in sympathetic state means liberating more adrenaline. For one, means more cortisol goes into the body, more inflammation goes into the body. So all of these things in a chronic state become detrimental for health, and even more so in cancer patients. If we go into the parasympathetic state, where we activate the acetylcholine pathways, we get the opposite. So we get calm, we get relaxed, cells regenerate, the immune system gets boosted, and inflammation goes down. So that's why it's so important to go back into parasympathetic state, or find that balance again. So here are some signs which can tell you if you are stuck in survival mode or not. Okay, some of them like anxiety, irritability, mental overload. Maybe you have some difficulty focusing or a little bit of brain fog, being hypervigilant. Um, some physical symptoms are fatigue or restlessness, pain in the body, of course. Digestive issue is a very big one. And of course, there can also be behavioral patterns like changes in appetite, being very sensitive as well, poor sleep, and getting sick, getting ill more often, as well as having pressure swings, specifically lower blood pressure. So, whenever we start shifting more into the sympathetic state, and this become more chronic, we can start feeling these things. And even there can be a point where we get into this fatigued state. Okay, and when we come into this fatigue state is where we this term of autonomic dysfunction or dysautonomia starts to appear, and symptoms here are much more stop being, let's say, mild and start becoming more severe. It can involve tachycardia, so that means your heart rate starts racing, lower pressure, as I was saying. You can be dizzy. You can get this constant gastrointestinal discomfort, uh, temperature changes, being really sweaty, then being really cold. Uh, you can get sleep problems, like not being able to sleep, or your sleep quality goes really, really down. And all of these things will result in less capacity of thinking straight, so brain fog. You can even get fainting. You get into this chronic fatigue state where you can't even if you want to, you can't even go for an exercise or a run because you feel out of breath. You feel that you're gonna faint if you do so. So it's very important to find actions and different activities that can help you regulate this state and get out of this state. Now, going more into cancer patients itself, uh, how a cancer patient gets into autonomic dysfunction, it can be due to several factors. One of them, and one theory, is that the tumor itself, cancer itself, will get the system out of balance and will shift you into this state as a part of the biology of the cancer and how it acts. But also, it can be due to the therapies that we're receiving. Radiotherapy, specifically in some cranial areas and some neck areas, can cause damage to nerves and will cause this autonomic dysfunction. In other cases, chemotherapy and different medications that we're having can also shift this into the sympathetic state or sympathetic predominant state. And there, of course, are other factors like the ones that have nothing to do with cancer that any person can get into this state. And of course, lifestyle disturbances, like, for example, before diagnosis, you were very active and you did sports and you did exercise. Now, because of the diagnosis, you can no longer do it. So you have lost this activity, which took you back into parasympathetic. You no longer have that. Sleep gets disturbed. You're sleeping less because of stress and other factors, and that also will tilt and shift the balance. So what is important to know is that this is not something that is isolated. About 20 to 40% of cancer patients experience some degree of autonomic dysfunction. And if we're talking about stage 3 to stage 4 patients, it's even higher. It can get to the 60s or 70% of patients getting autonomic dysfunction. So that's why it's so important to look for strategies to revert this state. And being in autonomic dysfunction has a deep impact on for one, mortality and or life expectancy of cancer patients, and on morbidity as well, on quality of life. The good news is that there's ways to monitor this and to see and track if whatever strategy you've decided to endeavor on, you're able to see a shift. And one really good marker of knowing if you're getting back into regenerative state or you're recovering well enough is HRV, which is heart rate variability. Okay, I believe nowadays almost everyone has access to some sort of wearable device. It can be something like a Garmin watch, let's say, an Apple Watch, or if you're more into more minimalistic stuff, you get Aura rings or smart bands like a Whoop band. We can talk more about this if you go into the course, but there's a lot of devices out there that can help you get a baseline, know where you're at right now, and if what you're doing is causing a shift in the right direction. And it's also important to know that this can be managed and this can be reversed, as we were saying, with different interventions, different practices that will increase vagal tone. That means making your vagus nerve work again, shifting the state into a parasympathetic state again. So now we want to go into the next part, which is mind-body disconnection. And what does this mean? It basically means when we come into an autopilot state where the thoughts we have in our head create emotions, and those emotions makes us behave in a certain way, and then we repeat the same pattern without even thinking it, without being even aware, right? And this can happen because of specifically talking about cancer patients. Let's say you get the diagnosis, okay, and then a lot of thoughts start going on. You know this better than us. What treatment options do I have? What stage am I on? How am I going to tell this to my family? How am I going to support my family? What about work? Can I still work with my condition, my state that I'm at right now? Will I be able to keep my independence or not? What side effects does medication have? What about progression? My finances, will insurance cover this or not? What treatments are covered, what treatments are out of pocket? And will I be able to cope with all of that? How will my body react to chemo, to radiotherapy, to surgery, to immunotherapy? So there's a lot of things going on in a patient's mind that will shift you directly into the sympathetic state. All of these things, even though it might not be an immediate threat, like a lion or a bear or something like that our ancestors had, it's a constant threat in our brain. And that threat is then taken into us feeling different emotions, beginning with disbelief, anxiety, depression, hopelessness, worrying, anger, fear, guilt, shame, regret, sadness, overwhelm, so many things that can go through our body. And sometimes, or oftentimes, should I say, we kind of like just take it down and keep it for ourselves. But the thing is, as Mark was saying, the body keeps the score. So if we don't allow ourselves to process these feelings, we don't allow to break the cycle by actually feeling and changing our state, then we become encased, and that emotion becomes a chronic emotion. Because it's interesting, when we talk about emotions, if we allow ourselves to feel a specific emotion we're feeling in a specific given time, it doesn't take more than 90 seconds in the body. Of course, it could happen several times throughout a day or a week, but it can happen in the moment you're feeling it. It will take about 90 seconds and then it will go out. If we allow ourselves to feel it and to go with it, it will stop eventually, really short time. But if we repress it, if we don't want it and we just like gulp it down, it actually gets stuck in the body and it will reoccur and rehappen, and then we will keep reliving it and rethinking it, and we'll stay in this state.
Yeah, it is very important to go through the body to really allow ourselves to feel the emotions, because if we feel them, we can process them and we can release them. We can jump, we can just jump steps when it comes to emotions. And the thing is that if we neglect them and repress them, they will get stored in the body, and they will also reinforce those thoughts we're seeing in this chart. And we're going to be in a cycle that we won't know how to get out from it. So it's so important to really have these moments of connection with us, and this allowance and permission to really feel and connect with the emotions, because that's how to break the cycle. And we're gonna dive deep on that on the next slides. But just to enhance this importance of emotions, there is a ratio we have like create, just to make it simple and clear. Like we always say that the ROI to allow ourselves to feel the emotion when it is arising, as Oscar was saying, and to really fully feel it when it comes, and process it and release it, it is much more higher than to neglect it. It will get stored, and it will come with more pain, with inflammation, with more reinforcing of these negative thoughts, or with things that are not good for us. So for health, we have this ratio ROI. If it's something that resonates with you, that really we encourage to connect with the emotions and to really feel them, and that's what we're going to do today as well in the practice.
Yes, thank you, Duffy. And it's interesting to see that there's a very interesting study that was performed in 2014. Uh, they created a bodily map of emotions, and it's a huge study, more than I think it was around 80 countries or 90 countries, and thousands of people involved in this study. And they were asked where in the body they felt different emotions. And they came up with this heat map you can see right here. So the different colors tell you if there's activation or deactivation of different body parts. And if you can see here, the highest states of being, actually the ones that are more in yellow, are happiness, love, pride, right? And then if you look at the deactivation states, the bluer ones, you find sadness, you find shame, also you find depression. Okay, so it's really interesting to see how the body, and where in the body the activation is felt. Depression, you can see the limbs are quite deactivated. It means you don't want to get moving, you don't want to do anything, you don't even want to to get out there, right? You're just in your cocoon. Sadness, again, limbs. And at the same time, the center, the heart, there's also some activation there, some sensation there, probably of something missing on that part. But then, um, if you see happiness, if you find pride, if you find love, those are huge activation in mind, in the heart, even in the whole body. Happiness is a whole body feeling, a whole body sensation. So it's really interesting to see, for one side, how emotions are processed in the body, and you can exactly, with even one fingertip point, where in your body you can feel a specific emotion. Probably you felt things in your gut, like when having anxiety, or on your chest, and it's completely different from happiness or from surprise, right? And the interesting thing here is that emotions are deeply embodied experiences. So emotions don't happen up here, emotions happen here in the whole body. And you can't just simply think yourself out of a specific emotional state. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sad, you can't say just, okay, I'll feel happy instead, right? You can't do that. You need to process it. You need to process it through the body. And that's why emotional regulation is so important, and working with the body is so important to get that regulation out there. And there's also an interesting study. It was done in 2023, so a couple of years ago now, and they found that positive states were directly related and associated to longer survival rates and lower mortality rates in cancer patients. So being in an elevated state of being, even through all the hardship that there is, we know there's a lot of hardship and a lot of challenges through this journey, but even when keeping that positive state, well, when changing and shifting your emotions and allowing yourself to process all of this, it will increase your resiliency, it will increase your recovery, it will increase your survival rate, um, your quality of life. So it's paramount to work with emotions, not only with treatments, but also with the body and with those emotions.
Yeah, there's a saying that is very interesting, but it's very truth. It's the only way out is through. So it's passing the emotion through the body, so we can like make pieces with it, close chapters, and move on with our lives. So that's a very important one.
So then we get into how to break this cycle, right? How to get out of sympathetic state. How do I change my mental state? How do I change my emotional state? So the big thing here is taking a bottom up approach. What that means is working with the body to go through to the mind, or getting out of the mind and coming into the body. Once you do that, and once you work through the body, you're able to shift that state. And what that means, in simple terms, is upregulating your parasympathetic system. So getting out of this sympathetic dominant, fight or flight dominant state into a rest, digest, recover, regenerate state more often throughout your day. And that can be done through different practices, bite-sized practices. It doesn't mean you need to meditate for a full hour or go to a, I don't know, 10-day retreat without anyone talking. You don't need to do huge things. The most important thing to do is do daily things, daily actions, 5-minute actions, 2-minute actions, whatever it takes, bite sizes. So you can eat the elephant on many bites, not just one bite. Okay. And our favorite practices out there, or our favorite and most effective as well practices and interventions are three of the three you see here, not in any specific or particular order of efficacy, but we have breath work, which is through our breathing, through our body getting into a meditative state. So changing your state through your breathing by changing your body chemistry, by changing your mental chemistry, by changing your brain waves, and changing your state through all of that. The second one is somatic practices, working with the body, with movement, with different techniques that are out there as well, like tapping, toning, touching, that will shaking, that's amazing one as well, that will get you out of the sympathetic state really quick and back into the parasympathetic state. And then obviously, we, coming from the medical background myself, I'm always up and looking for different medical devices and things out there that are causing and making a difference. And one of that has been vagal neuromodulation, or vagus nerve stimulation, which a couple of years ago, you needed to get an actual surgery, like when you get a pacemaker, to get something to stimulate directly your vagus nerve. Now you don't need to get that surgery. Now there's different devices out there that can stimulate your vagus nerve from the outside, like from the earlobe, and it's super easy to use and super effective. We're going to show you one of them right now, which we actually have right here, and we use it with our patients here, and we use it ourselves as a preventative measure. It's called NeuroSim, and it's a vagal neuromodulator. You can see it right here also on the screen. So this is a medical device. Actually, it has been around for a couple of years now, but it has amassed more than 30 scientific studies that show different effects by stimulating the vagus nerve. I won't go into much detail, but basically you can see 70% or 78% reduction of inflammation, 45% reduction of depressive state, 20% improvement in sleep, to mention a few, 32% increase in memory, 40% increase in microcirculation, 35% decrease of anxiety. So there's and 80% decrease in GI symptoms. So getting into that rest and digest mode, recovery mode, really impacts. And this has been done on now thousands of patients with different conditions, of course. Um, but all of these 30 scientific studies have shown that this vagus nerve modulation is really working and is a really promising intervention. So if you are interested in this and you want to kind of take a look on what this can do for you, we're just dropping here a QR code, and this code, if you go into Neurosim, as I work with them as an affiliate doctor, they can give you a special price for all of my patients. They give a 10% off list price. And it's amazing because this device is now internationally recognized. UCLA is using it, University of Chicago is using it, Harvard University is using it on different research that they're doing. So the NHS is also using it. So there's really an institution validated. This is not like a gizmo or something that is out there that is promising stuff that is not working. It's really working, and big universities and clinics are using it now. So I'll just leave it there for you.
I will share what I like a lot of this device. Like, besides the amazing benefits for health, what I like a lot is that it's not heavy at all and it's pocket. So you can really plug the device into your earlobe, and you can go walking. You can have its benefits while you're doing your stuff, just like homework, work, while you're like anywhere. Of course, it's also nice to use it in your meditations or before sleep, but it's like you can use it on the go. So yeah, that's my favorite part of this.
Yeah.
I wanted to share it because it's not like we depend on to be someplace to use it or to wear it or to have the benefits.
Can I ask a question on it? Do you feel anything when you turn it on?
Yeah, you feel
Like an electric?
Yeah, it goes into the tragus, so into this part of the ear. And once you put it on, then you put some water on here, and then you will feel like a pulsing, like a vibrating or pulsing sensation. It's very
Yeah. I think I've used it.
Yeah, you can
So it's
regulate.
So it's like it's bringing you back into the body, basically. It's like
Exactly.
a vibration making you feel the body. Yeah, I've used a similar device.
It's a very soft electrical current that goes in and stimulates the vagus nerve, the afferent branch of the vagus nerve, and you feel it immediately. And of course, the more you use it as a daily practice, the better it gets.
Very interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much roughly is the device?
I think it depends on country, but for you in euro, I think it's about 600, something like that. With the discount code, it should be less.
Like 500, more or less. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go to the next part. So now we want to go into a breathwork practice with you guys, which is something we love to do so much. This is also part of our daily practice and of our patient and clients' daily practice. We have several patients from the Valencia clinic that have worked with us with breathwork, with different techniques, and with our coaching as well, and continue to do so. So we want to share to you as a gift today one practice. We're going to take it live so you can go through two different states. One of them is going to be coming into a very slow, it's called LSD breathing, for light, slow, and deep, which will take you into this parasympathetic state. You'll feel really calm, and you'll notice the shift in mind, in body. And then we'll go into a bit more energizing technique where we'll change the body chemistry. And by doing so, we'll change our mental state as well. It's going to be about
more or less 20 minutes.
20-ish minutes of a
so
practice.
make sure you are in a calm place. If you have headphones at hand, we highly recommend to wear them. Let anyone know, just not to bother you for the next 20 minutes so you can have a full experience and really go inwards. It's like a journey within, so it's very nice. It's a moment of deep connection with yourself. Are you ready?
So it doesn't matter if you've never meditated before. It doesn't matter if you've never tried breathwork before. This is for anyone and everyone. Okay, and we'll be guiding you through how you should be breathing throughout the different songs and throughout the different experiences that we'll do.
Yeah, it will have three main parts. We're going to start and close with nasal breathing, very slow, very gentle. We're going to let you know as well during the guidance, but just for you to know. And in the middle, we will have a short 2 songs of conscious connected breathing, which is basically inhaling in through the nose and exhale through the mouth, making a circular wave or energy circle with your breath. And one song will be much more slower just to get started, and the next song will be a little bit high speed, but just go until whenever feels good for you. Like, we're going to suggest a pace, but please do whatever feels good for you and go as deep as profound as you want. Like, you are the pilot of your practice, of your plane. So it's this sweet spot of releasing control or releasing the need to control everything, but also to know that you are in control of your practice, and please honor whatever feels good for you. You know best what is best for you at this moment. So always honor that before anything we can say. But yeah, we're gonna open and close with very light, slow breathing in and out through the nose, and in the middle we'll have a conscious connected breathing experience. You can do it sitting. There's no need to lay down. Just make sure to be comfortable, to be straight spine, but also shoulders loose, no tension in the body. And we're going to start, of course, with some movements to make sure that there's no tension in ourselves.
Yeah, and if you want to plug in some headphones, the experience is going to be much better with the headphones. If not, it's perfectly fine with the speakers. So, whatever you prefer. And remember, throughout the practice, especially when we go to the active breathing part, there will be a shift in your physical state. You will start to feel different things happening in your body. So, be aware of that. It's completely normal and it's transient, and it will go away once you come back to your natural breathing. But if at any point you feel it's too much for you, you can just go back to your nasal breathing, just breathe in and out through the nose whenever you want. And that will make those feelings, those sensations revert back to normal. Okay?
Yeah, and feel free to adjust the volume to your preference. We are going to do our best so it's in a nice volume, but feel free to adjust it if you need it.
A lot. Yeah, I haven't even got a chance to go.
So, if you're ready, we can start. And just begin to take a comfortable position. Sitting straight, but there's no tension in the body. You can close your eyes. And just begin to become aware of your breath. With curiosity. With no judgment. Just becoming aware of how are you breathing right now. going to do a couple of body movements, very gentle. We're going to start rolling our shoulders back, inhaling while raising them, and exhaling, releasing any tension. Big, slow movements, connecting your breath to the movement, no rush. And just explore, how does it feel to breathe and move with no rush? Nice big movements. Connecting more and more with yourself, releasing any tension. Now you can roll your head and the circles with it. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other side. Very slow, very gentle, as if you want to do a massage to your shoulders with your head and with your neck. You can switch sides. Just explore with curiosity if there's any difference between each side. Releasing more and more tension, connecting always your breath to the movement. Now we're gonna open our arms very wide, and we're going to inhale, opening them, and exhale, coming back to the center. Open, inhale and grow. Exhale, relaxing yourself more and more, expanding yourself when you inhale, and just coming back to the center with the exhale. No rush, just gentle movements. And whenever you feel ready, you can just come back to your center, sitting straight and tall, but also relaxed posture. You can place your hands facing up if you want. Just do whatever feels right for you. Do the necessary adjustments in your body to be as comfortable as possible. And make a commitment with yourself to open your heart and your mind for this experience. If you want to set an intention, you can do it right now. But always remain open to a higher intention. And just trust that whatever comes for you today is exactly what you need and exactly what you're ready to receive. Stay there with your breath, inhaling and exhaling through your nose, and just try to breathe a bit slower.
Bringing your attention to your breath. Focus as your inhale brings through your nose that air, and how that air comes out through your nose again. Noticing the temperature. Just notice how when that air goes into your nostrils, it does so a little bit colder, a little bit drier, and when you exhale through your nose, it comes out a little bit warmer, a little bit more moist. Feel that exchange of energy that is happening within your body, bringing oxygen into your body, letting carbon dioxide out of your body. And as you breathe this way, start to make your breaths a little bit slower, a little bit lighter than you're used to.
Gentle, kind, very slow, gentle breaths. Just notice, how does it feel to breathe a little bit slower, to breathe with no rush, to really be present in this moment with your breath.
And notice how your state starts to shift. Notice that some saliva, some watery saliva starts to appear in your mouth. Notice how your fingers, how your hands start becoming a little bit warmer. Notice also the warmth in your torso, in your chest, in your abdomen. Notice your heartbeat slowing down as you slow down your breath. All of these cues mean that you're going into parasympathetic state. You might also feel a light air hunger, very subtle, very tolerable. This is normal, and it's part of breathing lightly. It will increase your resiliency, your adaptations to the chemical changes within your body, your buffering capacity.
Just become aware of how your state starts changing when you slow down your breath. Acknowledging the power you have within to regulate your state, to conduce yourself to a calm and peaceful state.
Staying with that breath for a little longer. Imagining a little feather beneath your nostrils, and every breath you take is not moving that nostril. Every inhale you make keeps that feather right where it is. Every exhale does not blow it away. That's how light and how slow you want to breathe. And connect there with that breath for a few more seconds before we shift to the next technique. Deeply feeling what changes are happening within your body. That calm, that centeredness, that feeling of well-being. And now we're gonna prepare ourselves for our active breathing. Remember, we're gonna do inhales through the nose and exhales through the mouth. Just listen to the beat of the song and try to align your breathing to this beat. Making big, deep inhales through the nose and just letting the air out on the exhale. No need to force it out.
Expand yourself with every inhale. Let go and heaviness and preoccupation anything that is worrying you right now with your exhale. Be very intentional with your breath. You're creating new energy for yourself. Changing your state through your body. If you feel some tingling, totally normal, and it's transitory.
In, out. In, out. Inhale, exhale, in, out, expand, relax, let go. There you go. Stay in that rhythm, following the beat, feeling the shift in your physical state, feeling the shift in your mental state, feeling the shift in your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, your sensations. Just open up to whatever comes from you today.
Allow yourself to flow with any emotions, sensations that arise. Listening deeply to your body. What does your body want to express today? Wants to let go today. Take advantage of every inhale to empower yourself, to grow, to expand. And exhale to let go, to release, to relax yourself more and more.
Now do a big inhale, fill your lungs to the top, and just hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let go. Let all the air out, release, let go any tension. And come back to your natural breathing for a few moments. Recover here while you still feel the shifting energy, the shifting state. And we'll go for a second round. If you want to stay here longer hovering, that's also perfectly fine. You can stay in your nasal breathing here. And if you want to energize a bit more, if you want to feel the shifting energy a bit more, just follow us for a few more minutes in this energizing breathing, in this energizing meditation. Just find that spot for you. In, out, in, out, in, out,
Just
in,
feel
out,
breathing,
in, out.
listening to your body. And just reflecting as you breathe. What do you want to invite today into your life, into your body? And use your breath to bring it, to invite it, to receive it, to create it. So with any physical sensations you can be experiencing right now are totally normal. It's safe to feel, it's safe to breathe. You're using your breath to change your state in body, mind, and emotions. Stay there with your breath.
Just flow.
To be connected. Enjoying this moment of deep connection with yourself.
Expanding more and more, and letting go more and more as you continue with this breathing pattern. Just for a few more rounds. 3, 2, 1. And just let go, just relax. Exhale fully. And come back to your natural breathing. Come back to your nasal breathing. Recovering here. Breathing in and out through your nose. Gently, softly. And taking all of that energy, all of those sensations, that heightened state you're in right now, into this meditation, into this moment of calm, of relaxation, of centeredness.
Just breathe in and out through your nose and receive the benefits of the amazing work you've done. Being fully present with yourself, in harmony with your heart. Perhaps you can feel your heartbeats. You can hear them. In this moment of stillness, of silence with yourself, tune in with your heart, feel it, listen to it. If there was a message that your heart would love to share with you today, what would it be? What does your body need from you today? Just listen. Going inwards, connecting with yourself more and more. Inviting all those emotions and sensations you want in your life. Feel them deeply in every cell of your body. Receive them, invite them, open yourself up so they can come in. And allow yourself to enjoy these amazing emotions and sensations. Allow yourself to enjoy this moment of pure connection. Inviting gratitude and celebrating yourself for showing up today, for doing this for yourself, for your health, for your well-being, physical, mental, and emotional health and well-being. Celebrate yourself for being here, for taking action towards your health, and really feel the gratitude flowing through every cell of your body. Gratitude to your heart, to your body, and to anything you want to say thank you today. Really feeling it deeply. Gratitude is the ultimate state that opens ourselves for receiving, so really take advantage of it. Invite it, feel it in every cell.
ever so gently start coming back to this moment, to the here and now, bringing back your consciousness to your hands, to your feet, to your surroundings. And whenever you're ready, just take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth, letting go any tension that might be left in your system. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Let's go for the second one. Inhale deep and let go. Open your mouth and relax. Shoulders down. And the last one. Breathe in deep. And exhale fully. Let go.
Smile.
Smiles.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, blink your eyes open and come back to here and now. How are we feeling now? A bit more calm, a bit more connected, maybe.
Please share how are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel amazing. Thank you. I almost didn't know I needed to relax. So it's been a busy day, but I needed that to ground myself. So thank you.
You're so welcome.
If I can share my 2 cents, Vigor Mastuka here. Honestly, I really tried and I wanted to immerse, but I could not. The main reason for this was the music, which I found too intrusive, too loud. 50% of the time, I could not hear Daffy, understand Daffy at all.
Yeah.
It just spoiled the whole experience for me. I know, I mean, I didn't use the headphones like you recommended. That might have helped. And I realized that you need your time cues, your rhythm cues, probably. But it just spoiled the whole experience for me. So maybe I'm not sure what you can do about this, but making it more less intrusive.
Yeah,
With
I believe we did some tuning before the beginning of the practice, but yeah, it's probably due to not having the headphones as well. But noted, it's difficult when doing this Zoom, especially with the technical things, to get it fully right for everyone. But we'll take that note into consideration to improve for next time. Make that music a little bit lower so the voices can go through.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. These things online need some ironing out, of course. And for sure, next time we will have that completely corrected. So thank you for that feedback.
Yeah, for us, the music it's a very important element because it also complements the breathing pattern. Like to just listen to the beat and align your breath to the beat helps a lot to shut down the analytical or conscious mind and stimulates also like good vibes. Like as humans, like we tend to like music. So thank you for the feedback. Yeah, definitely we're going to
I believe volume was the main issue, like
check how
between
to
voice and
yeah, the thing today was that if we lower it more, we wouldn't hear it. Like we
For
were
us, yeah,
yeah.
for us.
So it's like we were not going to be able to follow up the practice and the guidance. So yeah, it was pretty challenging, and yeah, good to know, because we're going to have to check other devices to add on the Zoom.
Mhm.
Maybe not only Spotify.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you for that feedback. And
Pre-recorded. Yeah, regarding music, we could try pre-recorded. Regarding voice, we don't like. Of course, we have pre-recorded, but as we're live, like we try to do it as much natural as possible, and also flow with the energy and with any thing that we feel it's suitable for you today. So we all always like to like give space for this to flow. But yeah, we could definitely try pre-recorded. Like yeah, it's exploring and checking and maybe testing with you guys before, like asking if you hear well, and yeah, like
yeah,
check what we can do
yeah. That was a bit of an
to
oversight
fix
Good
it.
feedback.
on our end before the practice, actually, with all of you together. But yeah, for sure, for next one we can do that. And just to keep the flow, what we would like to show you now is, if you did enjoy to a certain part, taking out of the consideration the volume issue, what we've just talked about today. Can we remove this or make it smaller? Oh, I think here. Yeah. So we want to also let you know that we're launching the first cohort of our Rest, Regenerate, and Recover online course. It's a 4-week course, so that will cover these 4 pillars. For one is breathing physiology and breathwork, and how changing your breathing patterns, you can change your body and brain chemistry. We'll go much more into detail on this, how you can reclaim your functional breathing patterns and boost your immunity through breathing physiology. Second pillar that we'll have is deep rest and recovery, how to prompt your body into healing and regenerative state, being in parasympathetic state more often throughout the day, boosting your sleep, increasing your heart rate variability, and improving your overall well-being while doing all of this. A third pillar we have is neurohacking, and means how to achieve elevated states of consciousness, boosting your mood naturally, mastering the art of visualization and manifestation to create a new reality in your mind. And that will translate into a new body state, which will have a different epigenetic signature in your body and will activate different proteins, different healing patterns that are not currently activated. And the fourth part is the somatic work, how to effectively release stagnant emotions, stress, and stop living in survival mode and move into living in creation mode, in regeneration mode. And this course, as I mentioned, has 4 big modules, 4 pillars that we'll uncover throughout each week. The first one being rest, regenerate, and recover, where we'll dig deep into all of these things, how to have intentional recovery during the day, a measurement which helps you know where your breathing patterns are at right now, which is a BOLT score, and how to improve breathing. We'll go deeper into this LSD breathing pattern, which takes you into parasympathetic state, how to use small breath holds and other breathing techniques to help you get out of that sympathetic state. Also, how to use non-sleep deep rest. Then we have week 2, where we release stress and we energize ourselves. We will go deeper into sympathetic versus parasympathetic state, how to downregulate and when to downregulate, as well as when to upregulate, depending on what you need throughout the day. And some techniques that will go into our body scans, body work, shaking, how to shift from interoception, which means going inward and looking inward, into meditating outwardly, exteroception. Also on week 3, we'll go deeper into emotions and how to master them, going into feelings and emotions deeper than what we have today, the emotion body map, going deeper into that, how emotions get stuck into the body, and changing from survival into creation mode. We'll go into other techniques as belly chest breathing, which is really, really powerful, And on week 4, it's creating a new reality, changing your brainwaves, changing your state, believing, behaving, becoming a different person, conditioning your body to a new mind. So changing your state of being, your personalities, to change your personal reality and how you're manifesting yourself in this body, in this state, and how you can be greater than your environment, manifest your own healing, and expanding on gratitude as the ultimate state of receiving and healing.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting journey because, like, I'm taking the example of the sound, like, it's this development of self-awareness that we become able and capable to really bring ourselves back into a calm state, into our center, like anywhere. Like I always like to set this example, like if you're in the middle of a mall, or if you're in the middle of an airport, or if you're like in in the hospital, or anywhere where there's a lot of people like going everywhere, a lot of noise, like to really become able to bring yourself back to calm and to your center in a very like messy environment. It's so powerful because you have this sensation of I got my back, like no matter what, like anywhere, anytime, uh, yeah, any
place.
situation, any place. And that's a very beautiful sensation because it's very empowering to ourselves.
And for those who are interested in uncovering more of what we have just discussed, going deeper into these breathing techniques, different somatic practices, and this is what we're offering. Those 4 weeks, which are divided in 8 hours of learning. Our learning is very experiential. We'll iron out the volume part, so no worries about that. And we have 20% of theory, 30% of coaching. So we'll have feedback from you guys, and then we'll have 50% of this being practical, being embodied, being really living those practices and integrating them into your daily lives. And right now, as we launch today and for 48 hours, so until the 1st of March, we will have early bird price. And after that, we'll go into a mid-range where we have until the 15th of March, €150 for those 8 hours. Those are 4 live 2-hour sessions with us. And you'll also get access, of course, to the recording, so you can access them as you need and look at them as many times as you need to get all of this knowledge.
Yeah, if you're really looking to work on yourself, to really learn tools that can help you out in your daily basis, in a very fast way, in a very dynamic way, and that also enhance the connection within you, with your body, with your emotions, with your mind. Like, yeah, this is the right place for you.
There was a question from the group about when the classes would be.
Yeah, exactly. That's the next one. So if you're interested on this, the first cohort is starting on Wednesday, March 19th. So you can find all of the information for this course if you scan this thing right here, this QR code, or if you go onto our website, awakesociety.com/oncology, and you can register there.
Yeah, and any questions or any like, if there's anything you want to ask to us, also please feel free to do so.
Yeah.
Open your mics up, or
Yeah, you can ask us right here if there's any
text
question.
in the chat.
And if you want to ask later, you also have our email from where you've been receiving our notifications, team@awakesociety.com. You can write us there and we can also give you more info. Let me just stop sharing. Oh, let's keep that there in case someone wants to write that down, type that, or take a screenshot. And let's open up the chat, or you can open up your mics.
When will you run your course?
And then there was a question about you can offer a price in euros as well.
I think that's
Yeah,
Mark.
yeah, Mark, that would be at a conversion rate. I would get. I would guess the pricing when you go onto the link, and if you decide to enroll, you will see the a Stripe account with the amount. If you go for your debit card or credit card in euro, it will do the automatic conversion.
And then is it every week? And it's every week from that.
It's every week on that, every Wednesday on that point forward. So it's gonna be Wednesday the 19th, and then onwards. And all the recordings, all the sessions will be recorded. So if you miss one, you'll still have access, and you can watch it later. The only thing is that you won't be able to maybe ask us questions live or any doubts live, but we can always.
And depending on the amount of people, like what Lauren is asking, like it matches with Easter, so we can check if we do a pause and then we take to the next week. Like it's very flexible. So if the majority will be out for Easter, we can do a pause and then just come.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Retake the session. So don't worry about it, and they will be recorded. Yeah, I think all the questions are covered.
Sounds good. Thank you. I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to what's coming. And I think, just as a trend, I think the people who will work in this space, they're quite difficult to come by, and it can be expensive if you're doing private one-on-one. So as a concept, I think it's a new concept doing this kind of group somatic work. So it's it'll be interesting to see some of the feedback and to see if it really has some long-term impacts on people. And also, I think a tool that people can use outside of the 2 hours. So it's really training. So even though it's 4 sessions of 2 hours, it's something that in theory you should be able to use in your daily life, and not rely on experts in the space once you've picked up the skills.
Yeah, that's why for us it's very important to have an experiencing part during the session, because they learn the tool with us, they feel how it changed their state, and then they can do it in their daily basis with all the knowledge and all the information we share also in the life guidance. So yeah, that is very important for us. And it's like we also do suggestions, like for example, if you want to do the light breathing with 2 minutes, you are good. If you don't have too much time, or you can do 5, we also give some pointers to take it into the daily basis, depending on everyone's schedule or activities. It's also with the music and all the somatic experience part.
Yes. And something we did not mention is that we will also grant access to the an online platform we have with several recordings also there. So those who do enroll for the course, the 4-week course, you'll get access to our full platform that has a lot of recordings with great sound and no issues like the one right now. So that's also important to know. And this is all about empowering yourself. And what we are looking here is to empower you with different tools, information, and actionable items that you can have on a daily basis to get you into the state you really want to be and to feel how you want to feel today.
The goal is that you start building with us your toolkit. So you have like your go-tos, like when I feel stressed, I pick this. When I want to focus, I pick this. When I want to have some more energy, this boost of energy, I pick this one. And also the timings, like we have tools from 30 seconds, like some Hunt is asking about the time, from 30 seconds to, of course, longer ones. But what we try to share is that there's no excuse to not have some regulation with yourself and a moment of connection with yourself, like even if it's for some seconds, it add on the work. Take advantage of this cohort number 1, because the price we have set, it's really, really special one, and it has a lot of valuable information that we're sure it's gonna be useful for you guys.
Yeah, and class time wise, someone was asking Julie. It's gonna be, if everyone's okay with this time, like today, around 7 p.m. So 7 to 9, or maybe if people who want to enroll want to do it a little bit earlier, we want to have a time where you're already back home, you're somewhere where you're not rushing. So that's why we thought 7-ish was a good time. We can make it 6:30 if that accommodates better the group, but yeah, we can.
Yeah,
we can
we're
see.
very open to
We're open to see.
suggestions as well. We're in Peru, so we're in a very different time zone, but in a very good one, because for us it's earlier than for you. We're 3:30 in the afternoon here, with the ocean behind us. I don't think you can see it, but yeah, like saying hi from Peru. Great, 8 to 10 works for you. Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, we can do a quick survey on the patient-led oncology group, and then you can drop hours, and we can accommodate the biggest group.
Okay.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you
so
you, everyone.
much. Have an amazing day.
Have an amazing rest of the night.
night.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.